How are the dead bodies?
The dead bodies are fine. They've been giving me the cold shoulder, but that's okay.
Oh, come on. That's terrible.
I was at a party the other day, and somebody asked me, "Hey, Bailey, how's work?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of dead." I got jokes.
God, it's gonna be really awkward if the others are later.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they?
I'm gonna text him, guys.
All right. Then Cole defeats the Maw, and no one ever asks any questions again.
Yeah. And nobody questions. Yeah, we go and have. Let's see. You met Ash in like episode 10. So after 140 or 50 episodes, we do Pale and Ash's romance scene finally. And I'm so. What?
It's smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's not made of wood anymore, so.
Something is. Ayo.
You want to know what morbid fact out of nowhere? It's what you get when you hang out with me. You know that people who die in house fires or whatever, you know what they smell like exactly?
Hmm?
They smell exactly like barbecue. Exactly like barbecue.
Like good barbecue?
I mean, just there is a part in a body of someone who dies at a house fire that is perfectly cooked. Not that I would know that, other than I have to deal with them.
Well,
I haven't eaten them, but they are cooked meat.
I mean, you never know. You have a little bite. Who'd know?
No. It's the sheer amount of diseases in the typical human. No, thank you.
Fair enough.
But
Fair.
yeah, and sometimes the people I deal with died from that disease, whatever it was.
Well, they could have taken more vitamin D and zinc, clearly.
Clearly. And I've got a coworker who's like, oh, go ahead.
Go.
Oh, I've got a coworker who's like, God, I'm so tired and I feel sick all the time. And I'm like, do you take vitamin D? No. When was the last time you were outside for more than 5 minutes? Well, I go outside all the time. When the sun was out. You have to take vitamin D. Oh, I'm just so tired. I get sick like once a month. Yeah.
Oh my god. So you know what's super fun to find out, casually?
Yeah.
But Show, is his last name. He and I have like a little every payday when we grab ramen together. Nina likes to say that he's my work boyfriend because we get our lunch together. She thinks it's hilarious, and it's never going to stop. But you know, our go-to ramen place in town just got shut down for having just an absolute disgusting, insane roach infestation.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
I heard of somebody, roaches can cause the same reaction as a shellfish allergy.
Yeah, you want to know what's really fun? I once ordered kimchi ramen there. And usually most places use vegan kimchi because they don't want to cause an allergy. But I thought, oh, I guess they don't. Now I realize, and I had to go home and pop like 3 Benadryl to feel it. And now I'm not sure if it was actually because the kimchi.
Oh, well, you know why it wasn't vegan? It had roaches in it.
Oh, that's horrible. Thank you. That's the worst thing I've heard. Oh.
Boys!
They live.
Hello.
Where were we? I know we're like on the 3rd or 4th floor.
Anyways, speaking of killing gods, let's kill a god.
We haven't played in 3 weeks. I finally edited episode 162, and so I know what day it is. It's day 63 of 1379.
We were delaying it for you, so you'd have time to catch up, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, it is convenient. I'm still 3 episodes behind. But, We've been continuing up the Wizard Tower after exploring the Elemental Pantry / Mudroom. You found a storage room with several animated objects of furniture, including a pack of rugs of smothering. TK, yours is still hugging you, really tight around the neck. It must like you. And did one of the others of you tame a rug too? I don't remember, but I feel like one of you did.
I fed one of them.
You fed one of them, and then you had to kill it. Okay, that's right. The door to room 5 is before you. It looks like a regular wooden door, like fancy, built by someone who had a lot of money, but it's just a door.
Just a door. We're gonna inspect for traps.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
Investigation. Roll.
Well,
you got a 10.
Yeah, Carolina, you don't see any traps. If you're unsure, you could suggest that your friend, get a second opinion, but you don't see any.
I'll scuttle over.
Okay.
You want me to roll for you too?
It looks clean.
No.
Good call.
I almost said it's a trickery.
That'd be a fun skill. Can I put points in trickery?
I produce flame in my hand at the door.
I've got Pathfinder Brainer because I'm looking at like +3 and I'm like, dude, that is not enough.
No.
My ass is not passing that skill. What is?
Investigation.
Oh, investigation. 9.
Yeah, you don't see any traps either. This door doesn't even have a lock. It looks like an interior door, like that would be in your house.
Okay. Well, I produce flame in my hand and put it close to the door to see if it reacts, like if it's a mimic.
Yeah, you hold the flame in your hand and you get closer and nothing happens, just nice reflections on the lacquer.
I kick the door open.
You kick the door open, make me an athletics check.
That is a +12. I'm still trying to get there. Sorry.
I gotcha. So +12. That'd be a 24.
Yeah, like a fireman trying to rescue somebody, boom, hinges go flying. And you realize that it really was just a door. It was just a door like the interior of a house.
I figured it might be.
And as it falls in the next room, some papers go rustling off of tables. And do y'all just walk in? Do you kind of peek around, or? Okay. Yeah, you realize this is an arts and crafts room. Something you'd be familiar with, TK. You were born in a room like this. Half-finished or forgotten projects lie on every surface. Most look like items that are being made in order to enchant them, like jewelry, clothing, armor, but also stuff that may very well just be art, paintings of landscapes from every place and plane, carpentry, clay and stone sculptures. He's obviously a wizard foremost, but these are actually, some of them are pretty good. Maybe he made them, maybe he bought them, but there are canvases and tapestries everywhere. Most squarely, there is a huge glass mosaic of an epic battle that takes up an entire wall. Unless he used magic for this, it would have taken thousands of hours. You notice, though, if you guys want to make me a perception check.
Yeah. Am I rolling for you too, Darren?
No, I got it. I had to pull it up on my phone. I got a 25.
What?
Bless you.
24.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Let's go.
I got a wrong.
Yeah, so TK, you realize maybe it's just your
We both got a
unfamiliarity with art. We both got a 25. Just kidding. Carolina and TK, you guys notice every portrait in this room stares at you. And you notice that some of the landscapes are so realistic, you could almost swear that they move. And you did not see the stairs or door to floor 6, though.
Hey guys, these are all pretty cool.
Are
Pretty
any of
close.
these pictures upstairs?
You want to make a perception check?
Yes. 22.
Okay. Yeah, you do see one is like the inside of a mansion, somewhere really fancy. And there is, in fact, a staircase. It looks like the staircase from the Titanic, like a clock on the landing and everything.
Walk up to the staircase.
The painting that has a staircase?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's there, leaned kind of up against a wall as it sits on a table.
Is there anything that I could pick up and just kind of place in the picture to see if it goes through?
There's all kinds of tools around, paintbrushes, bottles of paint, a chisel set, a wrench, there's jewelry pliers.
Either one of y'all, can y'all detect magic?
No.
Let me check my vibes, my spells.
And this wizard is the big glass mosaic, by the way.
I can dispel it. I can't really feel it, if that. So I can just make it go away. It's like how alcohol and bad thoughts.
Okay, so I'll grab. Are we supposed to grab some like papers and stuff from here?
We're supposed to grab several things.
Yeah, let's check these papers before I start trying to venture into this painting.
What? It's a painting. Can't go into paintings.
It's a painting, and I take one of the pencils,
Mm-hmm.
toss it at the painting.
Yeah, the pencil flies, hits the canvas, smack, lands on the table.
What'd you expect to happen?
I take the paintbrush and I paint stairs underneath the steps, finishing them.
Make me... Do you have any experience in art?
No, but I could try a performance check.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Do a performance check.
You're welcome to try.
14.
14. As you get some paint out, maybe you get some brown, and you put your own touches on the painting, you see, as soon as you add something, all the colors kind of dull. It's not super noticeable, but there is something lackluster about this one now compared to all the others.
Did you just break the painting?
I pick the pencil back up and try to put it in the painting,
Okay.
holding
Yeah,
on to it.
You get the pencil and you poke the canvas, and the canvas kind of flexes. But that's all.
Okay, so it's not one of those paintbrushes where you just paint something and it becomes real.
That
But it did do something.
you kids are interesting types.
What? I thought magic worked like that. Sorry.
That's not. Do you have magic? You know how magic. Okay. Okay.
I don't know how magic works. I can do magic. I'm a magical being. But, I just kind of inherited these skills. Nobody taught me shit.
You should really go to school.
For what? I hit things. And sometimes I can throw magic.
But you have Okay. I'm gonna give myself an aneurysm. All right.
I know fire.
Yes, you sure do.
I know fire.
do.
But as far as the rest of my, I do air quotes, magic goes, it's all combat.
Vivian's a very special goddess.
I can disguise myself, that's about it. But I don't actually need help doing that.
So we've got a bunch of art supplies and some paintings. Got it.
I take a step, like I'll flap my wings, fly in the air, and put my foot on the painting on one of the steps.
On the same one that you've touched?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put your foot on there, and you almost put your foot through it. Because it is just a wooden frame and canvas, but nothing happens. Maybe you
Alright,
scuff the paint a little, and it gets a little even duller.
Okay, on the continued paint. On the continued paint on down the wall.
Oh, it's still, as you touch it with your boot, which may or may not have like, animated book armor or whatever. Maybe you scuff a little fleck of paint off, and it was a little shiny with like the sealant he put on it, and then now it's almost matte. And the vibrant reds and golds are kind of turning into just a brown.
Open sesame.
Make me an Arcana check.
15.
Okay. You can realize that if there was something magical about these paintings, this one that you altered probably doesn't work anymore.
I picked the painting up.
Same one?
Yep.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's maybe 2 foot by 1 foot.
I try to wipe off the paint that I put on there.
Okay. Yeah, make me another Arcana check.
20. Dirty.
A dirty 20. Yeah, you take off the paint and like even kind of rub off the boot print you had, and the shine returns to the lacquer. And as you bring this painting back to life, your little minor restorative arts, as you're holding it in your hands, you feel this weird pull, almost as if your entire body slowly becomes dusty and crunchy and then wet, and it feels as though you're encased entirely in canvas. And you boys watch as this miasma of rainbow colors coats Carolina head to toe and then turns wet and shiny, and then she's covered in threads and pulled into the painting, and the painting falls on the floor. Carolina, you find yourself in, like I said, the lobby of the Titanic. There are people in classical dress milling about among mahogany walls and a clock, and people turn as you suddenly appear in this place. But you are in a beautiful mansion, and other than glancing at you, no one's immediately alarmed. And TK and Cole, you don't see, it's not animated, but you do see now the back of Carolina's body as she is now in the painting.
I
But
immediately
Carolina-
start looking for Jack.
Jack. Oh, I see.
Titanic.
Make me a perception check.
I am going to save Jack. There's room on that door, bitch. 19.
Yeah, you turn, and in this painting there is indeed a scruffy guy who is wearing a suit, blonde, pale, maybe his name rhymes with cappuccino or Procapio or something. And maybe people get him convinced with someone else with the last name Da Vinci. But also you see...
Really likes older women. It's surprising.
Yeah. You turn around in a circle and you realize what you didn't see in the painting is almost like... The colors are the same no matter what direction you look. But you see, other than the perspective that was in the painting, there's nothing around you. There is this angle view of the lobby, but as you turn to look like where... As you turn, you see a, Carolina-sized hole back to what looks like a painting of the arts and crafts room, and you can see a painting of TK and Cole that isn't moving but looks very realistic. But everything else is kind of a brown and gold void in every direction except for the angle of this room that was in the painting.
Okay. Can I summon my echo next to TK?
No.
just raises so many questions.
I walk towards the hole.
Yeah, you walk towards the hole. It's maybe 50 feet from where you landed inside of here. And maybe somebody in the painting watches you walk away, but they go back to their idle chatter and drinking tea or whatever they're doing. But you are able to walk back to the hole, and I don't know what facial expression you have, Cole, or what resting face your metal face is always in TK, but...
PK, can you hear me?
Can I hear him?
Nope. And Carolina has not changed since you saw, like, her standing with her back to you as soon as she entered the painting. It looks the same.
Okay, I walk by Jack and I say, "There's room on the door. Get on it." And then, well,
He
since
goes-
I'm in here,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, he was just going to make a comment about the door? What door?
Just make sure you'll know when it happens. Just make sure you get on it.
Okay.
And then, if there's the steps that I was looking at, I'm gonna try to go up those.
Yeah, you pass Jack on your way up the stairs, walking back away from the painting, or the hole you entered here from. And you walk up the stairs, and as you get to the top of the stairs, you realize that, again, anything not painted in the painting is... You could accidentally fall off these stairs. It doesn't actually go to a second floor. The floor below you, after you climb the stairs, which are really nice and have like a stone marble finish, it kind of just fades away into nothing. And you're even standing above somebody who's on the lower floor in this painting. And somebody next to you, a lady in fine clothing with a jaunty little hat, goes, "Are you lost, dear?
I am.
What class of the ship
were-
are you supposed to be on?"
I don't know. And obviously I'm not dressed to be on this one, so.
You look like
I-
you might be Are you a security guard or something?
Yes.
I mean, we've been at sea for 2 weeks. Maybe somebody from the kitchen staff just came from that way, and she points to a way that doesn't lead to anywhere. So maybe they could tell you what post you're supposed to...
Okay. So we're on a ship. Okay. I'm gonna. Can I imagine the kitchen where she's pointing?
Yeah, you imagine maybe you've seen like the Thunderscrum Castle kitchen or maybe a big restaurant somewhere, and you imagine it and think about it as hard as you can, but doesn't materialize.
I hate magic. I'm gonna go back to TK and Cole, and I'm gonna jump through the hole.
Yeah, you jump through the hole that's the same size as the canvas, and TK and Cole, maybe you have to jump out of the way as Carolina suddenly, same way she came in, is covered in thread and wet and then covered in something dry, and then poof, she's standing in the art room next to you again. And the painting is
What? What?
The painting's what?
The painting is unchanged, except for the person who was Jack. He's pretty small in this painting, but maybe he looks a little confused.
Mm-hmm. I now summon my echo and have my echo pick up the painting and put it back on the wall.
Okay, they're able to.
Okay.
Looks nice up there.
What was that?
Hey, the paintings on the wall are magical.
No.
But I went to the steps because there's no stairs or doorway in this room. So, I mean, obviously, one of these paintings, just my non-magical knowing ass thinks that one of these paintings on the wall is how we get to the next room. But while we're in here, we should search for some shit to see if we need it, if it's something we're supposed to take with us or whatever.
Oh, what are we still looking for?
I don't know. I don't remember. Honestly, Darian doesn't remember.
Do you want to make a history check?
Yeah, I've had a lot go on in these last few weeks, so I
It's
don't.
been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
that is a 2.
That's a 2. Carolina doesn't remember either.
I was in a painting of a Titanic that doesn't exist yet, according to this world.
If it counts at all, I got an 11.
Okay. What about you,
Pretty
TK?
please.
A 7. You remember vaguely that, or Cole's remembering this. You remember vaguely that Jarlaxle said they would all be in the same place, and you've done a lot of dungeoneering in your time, and you feel like you've not made it to where extremely valuable items would be yet. But you don't remember where exactly Jarlaxle said the stuff would be.
We need to get the deck of many things, but we'll get that on the way out.
Yes.
Nothing we need.
I remember.
But we definitely need the deck. But yeah.
Shit.
You guys want to try to remember what you're supposed to be looking for, even if you're not sure you remember where.
I believe it was something about paper and a feather and... But,
These are blank. Like, I found my notebook, and I'm like, okay. And then I start looking, and then just start running into blank pages.
I swear I thought I wrote it down. I wanted to, which isn't really much help. Knife like moon, tongue book, cards in a red bag. Right? Is that some of them?
Say it one more time.
A knife like moon, tongue book, cards red bag. Let's have 3 things. I thought there were 5. I don't know why I'm missing 2.
I believe those are the personal things he wanted you to get, the things that are for him. You're also, or go ahead and roll before I tell you what the other.
12. 10. Sorry, 10. So that's a -1 on my history, not a +1.
Skibbity.
Okay, so a 10 and what, like a 3?
Oh, my first roll was an 11. I thought you were asking me to roll again.
Yeah. 18? Okay.
Yeah, on my,
Okay. You remember that one of the other things is supposed to be a thing that he mentioned you will need personally, and it is a mask that, like, looks like a spider. You wanna know what's fucking hilarious? I only have part of my notes also. I know that there was one more thing. I've been looking for it the whole time.
I guess we gotta go back and listen to the show.
I know. Wait, hang on. I have to be able to find this. There's no fucking way.
There's a bunch of missing pages in my
so I could
notebook.
pull it to you.
Yeah, there's a bunch of missing pages in my notebook.
Yeah? What happened to him?
I don't know. They're probably smashed somewhere in my bag, and I just started looking through it and pulled out some papers, but not the notes that I needed. That's a receipt.
Huh. Hang on. I think I'm close.
Like, I pulled out notes that fell out of a notebook from the beginning of this campaign.
Oh. Hang on. The fuck?
Nope, that's not even his campaign. That's John's campaign, because Nebuchadnezzar's on there.
Yeah, it was a bag of cards, a blade like the moon, a book with a tongue. Then there was a spider mask, and I feel like there is one more thing.
There is.
Where the fuck is it? What the hell?
Oh.
Spider
Okay,
mask,
well-
bag of cards, knife like the moon. What was the other one you said?
A book with a tongue on it. What the fuck?
All books have a tongue. Did you not put it in the notes, like on the actual chat?
Maybe. I might have. If one of you wants to look in Discord and one of you wants to look in Roll20.
Hey, finally, Roll20 opens up for me on my tablet, not on my laptop.
What the hell? I mean, we could find it later or whatever, but why the fuck can't I find this? Gonna be muted for a second, no worries.
Yeah, I'm looking on Roll20.
Maybe I had it written on paper. Because part of these notes, I made the mistake of not typing them up, and I was like, oh, I'm almost done with that notebook. I'll just leave it on my desk. And it'll just be there. Oh, I found it. All right. Okay, web mask. A bag with cards in them, a moon dagger, and a book with a tongue on it. That's all. Huh. It was just those. Okay, we're just all imagining another thing.
There's always something else.
I mean, maybe I added something spur of the moment. Okay, never mind. Anyway, you're in the art room. You've discovered that you can go inside the paintings. There are portraits. I could list what paintings are of. I could... What would you be looking into? You said you wanted to look at what else would be in this room that might be useful?
Useful. Doors. I explained to them what I saw in the painting as well. It's like, yeah, what you see in the painting is what's there, nothing else. So I imagine if there's a painting of a door, we can open the door and walk through. In my fucked up mind of how magic works.
Yeah.
I was made literate, man. I don't know shit.
You want me to look at how many days ago? I do have that written down. Hang on.
My God gave me magic, and I inherently know how to do it. I don't know how it works, though.
It's currently day 163. Assuming you were born a week before this mission started. So the side quest started on day 153. So let's pull out a calculator. 153 minus 7. And
That's
then
146.
Yeah, and then minus 163. So
That'd
TK,
be,
you've been alive for 17 days. Wow.
Old.
And only just recently been hit.
Yeah, you were injured for the first time today as well, which I still feel bad about. That sucks. I heard a child. I heard a child.
Yeah.
Child deserved it.
The child has killed like 20 other sentient creatures at this point, so...
Yeah, they weren't sentient.
He's looking for more.
Why'd you say it like Guy Fieri? We're out here dungeoning and dragoning.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for more.
God, that's horrific. Thank you.
I watched the Minecraft movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was true.
That's not conducive for a relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's bad.
No.
It's
I
bad.
want to live a long and happy life, so no.
I just watched Mufasa.
It looked like a monster was piloting Jack Black's decaying.
Mm.
It is. It's called capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I just watched
you-
Mufasa, and it was pretty
Oh, is
good.
it good?
It was pretty good.
How is James Earl Jones?
Dead.
Still? Figured they would have fixed that by now.
Has it been 3 days?
No, it was not James Earl Jones voicing Mufasa, because this was Mufasa as a kid.
That's not to say that's my brother.
So-
What did you
So
say
wait,
about my
was that
brother?
What did you
Was
say
it,
about my brother?
Wait, no. If it was him as a kid, then shouldn't it have been Hayden Christensen?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
That'd be the dumbest thing I've said in a week. Anyway,
Yes, but it fits in the universe. I mean, James Earl Jones, he was Mufasa. But before he was Mufasa, he was Darth Vader.
hence Hayden.
But before
Gotta
Darth
get the
Vader
look,
was
kid.
Darth Vader, he was... Yeah.
So wait, what are
Have
the other
Simba's
paintings?
son be played by fucking Adam Driver.
That was such a. They
Yeah.
fucked her so badly. Ben Solo is such a great character in the books. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to have like a start talking about. Anyway, so what do the other paintings look like? It's like a wizard boy.
Yeah, there is a huge glass mosaic of a battle. It's just represented here with a wizard. But then for the other ones, fuck, I had a list. Hang on, shit. Yeah, one's of a regular little farmhouse on the material plane. One is of a place you've only seen from an extreme distance. It's the Bainray complex, like, the house you need to break into, or the palace you need to break into. A castle filled with cloud giants. Menzo Baranzan City Street. You can see Narbonell in the background. Narbonell is like their clock tower. There's several still lifes from random objects in this very wizard tower. The Golgari skyline at night, a train station in San Corel, Lolth's Hell in the Abyss, the Plane of Water, Lolth's throne in Celestia with her sitting on it and eating an elven woman head first, a lone tower on a sunset on the Plane of Magic. Then there's if you guys want to make a history check.
Yeah.
Just try again.
Bazinga. Nice. It's a 19.
Okay. Yeah, so
What's a 4?
and Cole, with you being a little well-traveled and maybe a little you've been religious for longer, you realize this is a painting of the Outer Planes. It's the place where beholders are from. It's layers of... I've described the beam as a dimensional shish kebab holding the planes together. The Outer Planes are kind of like an ethereal lasagna that envelops this dimension in its bubble, sort of. Inside the planes, outside the planes. It's kind of both. All sorts of places in all sorts of times. Stuff gets weird in the Outer Planes, but you see a artistic representation of maybe some layers with some terrible aberrations floating in and out. But then the portraits also, most of them are random drow or what you assume are drow nobility. There are a few people of other lesser races. One imposing and gaunt human seems to be painted with particular care and is actually in a frame. Then there's a lot of self-portraits. You may get the idea this is stress relief even when he's just painting himself. Because he looks kind of grumpy in a lot of them.
I throw a pencil at him.
At a picture of Grump Bainray.
Yeah.
Pencil hits the canvas, plunk, hits the floor.
Grumpy Bainray, am I right?
Did the eyes follow the pencil? And did he go cross-eyed when I hit him in the middle of his forehead?
No. It's they do it doesn't they don't move, but if you walk to one side of the room, you notice that they're all looking at you again. Like as soon as you aren't looking at them, then it feels like they've moved. Or maybe they just have that weird effect where they're staring through you and not actually moving, you're not sure.
I don't like these paintings. Alright, yeah, I tried. I got sucked into the Titanic. Who's next?
I think
Do you
we
guys-
should look at the Outer Planes.
Do you guys want to make an investigation check for stuff that is not art?
Yes.
Yep.
If you're looking at tools or maybe notes that he has around.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah.
Either way, it's low.
11.
28.
Okay. 28. Yeah, TK, you're walking around and you realize something maybe your dad would be interested in. You find a set of marvelous pigments, which is like the paint where you paint something and then it becomes the object. You also find a tool set that gives a +2 to crafting skills whenever you use them. It's like a set of screwdrivers and chisels and a couple of X-Acto knives. But you can tell they're enchanted to make you better at whatever you're making. And also, with a 28, you find a note that's in front of a portrait that's kind of half finished. And you see maybe some sketches of him charting things out before he does the painting of the real thing. And you see a kind of note to self of burn this one when finished. This is the 6th one to remind myself. Nadvasa requested this 6 months ago, but she knows my style. And if she touches it, she's gonna hear me bitching about her. Ugh. And essentially just fuck my life. I can't get this painting right because of the realism.
Nadvasar. Why do we know that name?
That's the champion of Lolth's name.
Right, I knew that. Oh, so he's working with... Oh.
I would like to drop the note of juicy gossip.
Okay. Yeah, you drop the note and leave it alone for a minute. Does anybody do anything in this minute that you're waiting on the note?
I mean, I'm just kind of looking at that outer rim, outer world painting. It's like, I want to know.
The maw. That's the maw.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, roll the 20 for the note of juicy gossip.
Roll a d20. 10.
Okay. Let me see here. Trying to think of what would be a 10. I'm gonna say this one, everyone make me a history check so I can phrase how I tell you this.
Ooh,
5.
that is a 21.
Okay. Yeah, this is written in a different language. It is in ye old, or not a different language, but the equivalent of Old English. And this note is, it's a quote in whatever version of fantasy Old English. He says to me, Artemis, I've got an idea, and you will profit from this. And how often I said, the day you become an honest man is the day Kalishman freezes over. And once again, he proves me wrong. You can make a history check to know what Kalishman is.
Oh, I think it's Wolf's champion again.
No.
Dang it.
That's a good guess.
Thanks.
The dragon.
Good game, good game.
Dragon these nuts.
Oh my
Hey.
god!
Fucking roasted.
Well, history check. Go.
Okay.
And you didn't drag any nuts on me.
I will history check that too. I got a 12.
Okay.
Let's go. This is why we're gonna become gods, guys.
And how about you, Cole?
Hey, we're gods of the
Six.
future, not the past.
Bro,
Yes,
yes, king.
Okay. So with 2 12s as the highest, you aren't sure what Kalishman is, but from context clues, being that it's a place, it seems like it'd be an old place. And based on the phrasing of the day Kalishman freezes over, it's probably a hot place.
Why don't
So a
anything-
hot place that's existed for a long time in order for this person to be talking in ye old whatever.
anything about the abyss and or the nine hells?
Yeah. But did this place actually freeze over? Because the phrase said, and once again he surprises me. So, did it actually freeze over?
I'd say with your 12 you don't know. However, The Cold Line, which is why Thunderscram's a frozen hellscape, and most of the continent of Lakuya is a frozen hellscape.
Which is what I was thinking of when I said, did it actually freeze over?
So it could very possibly, if it's on the material plane, it might be somewhere that's frozen up north or down south. Or it's on the plane of fire, or somewhere else that's hot. But as far as what you know about the Abyss and the Outer Planes, what's your intelligence modifier, TK? Or are you proficient in history? That'll be my question.
Or are you muted?
That too.
I think we know the answer.
Okay. We'll get back to him later.
Sorry, I was taking a piss, and I figured you guys didn't want to hear that.
Oh, no, we didn't. Thank you.
We don't know what our subscribers like.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they want to pay me some money, I'll piss on stream for them.
Yeah, don't do that for free. That's the Patreon.
www.patreon.com/Dungeon Daddies Drive-In Dives.
I'm gonna stream on stream.
Oh boy. Crossing streams, that's the next tier up. Yeah.
Oh, God. We don't cross things. That's how the Ghostbusters lose.
Anyway, if you want to know what TK knows, what's your history modifier, and/or are you proficient in history? Because I just want to see how much Dad downloaded into you.
I am not. History and what?
What's either your proficiency modifier, or are you proficient in it?
I'm not proficient in history. I have a +1.
Okay, yeah, it's Bastion Father Fortress knew what you were going to be doing, so he mostly downloaded into you how to kill stuff. He didn't really give you any history lessons in there. You know basically what they are, like the Abyss is, where darkness and evil rests.
Where demons go, 9 houses where devils are from. They had a big war.
Yeah.
Actually, correction, they are having a big war.
Yeah, the Blood War, yeah.
Blood for the Blood War.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't programmed with that knowledge.
I mean, I can drop the note again. Maybe we can get something else that we understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dropped the note again.
Okay.
And then I look around the room for anything else of interest.
Yeah, go ahead. Make your investigation check while you're waiting on the note. 14.
14. I am rolling so low since I started rolling on the app on Roll20.
Let me see here.
On the app, I rolled a 19. We'll just...
Let me think of what would be useful. I'm having his pet delivered tomorrow, or at least this is also a note, like a note to self, that you find on a table. Okay. Is I'm having the portrait of his pet delivered tomorrow, assuming nothing goes wrong. But he still hasn't paid me for the Battle of Dust. I may keep it on purpose. Or I may just keep it myself. That's the note you find that's different from the note of Juicy Gossip.
Oh, they are part of the War of Dust.
And then a D20 for the note.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Okay. Yeah, it's... You find the... a continuation of the actual note you just found. You found what his inner thoughts about that note might be. Yeah, Jarlaxle hasn't paid me for the Battle of Dust. I'm just going to keep it until he does, the bastard. I know he has the money. He's waiting to give it to me on purpose. Why? Even so, I've grown fond of it. If he does ask after it, I might just make him a second copy and keep this one for my own. Remembering that two mortals can rise so far, drow or not, holy or unholy, it is inspiring to much of my work. Knowing the damn bard, he might have well asked me to make this piece in the first place, so that I would keep it for my own and gaze upon it to motivate myself in the first place.
Is that picture on the wall?
Which one?
The Battle of Dusk.
Are you talking about a painting or the mosaic?
The painting.
There is a painting or two of a battle on here. There's paintings of people fighting one-on-one. There's even a painting of what looks like royal guards practicing in like a big room in a castle somewhere. There are one or two battles of what looks like the same thing you'd find in a museum of like horses and people dying terribly with knives and stuff. One is of dwarves fighting orcs, and one is of drow fighting dwarves. And then the big mosaic is of a battle too.
You boys find anything else useful in this room?
I want to go into the outer realms. But no, not really.
Nope.
Okay. No paintings of doors, just the mosaic that just noticed. Speaking of,
There are paintings of buildings that have doors. There's one of a farmhouse where it's the front, and you see it's a woman mournfully looking at some storm clouds as she holds like a basket of flowers in front of this farmhouse. There's in the painting of the Golgari skyline at night, you can imagine there are a lot of doors, but maybe they're too far away to really see. The painting of the guards training in the castle has a door or two, and the mosaic is like it's kind of like in a city too, although it's an extremely wide shot, but there are a couple of doors. What other paintings were in here?
there was the one of a castle.
Oh yeah, a big castle. Benzo Branson City Street. It's the equivalent of what's that painting where everyone's in a diner and it's like glass and it's
That symbolizes no escape.
Yeah, except for this one does have a door, and it's the
Nighthawks.
drow version.
Nighthawks.
Okay.
Nighthawks.
Okay, yeah. Train station in San Corel. There's a door at the. Maybe it used to be a ticket booth before San Corel went like full communist, but now it's like maybe a papers please or kind of a deal.
Who's the emperor? Who's the emperor in that picture?
Maybe 100.
36.
Yeah, in basically every building, even like houses or apartments in San Corel, they're gonna have a picture of the current emperor on the wall, like they put up Stalin and everything. But this one, you've seen Emperor Claudius in the Vision of a Meeting of the Gods, and this person, while there's an official looking, woodcut print portrait, it looks like somebody who's much older.
Okay. If he was in it, even if it was a picture, I was going to jump through it and stab the picture and then
Kick
jump
his
back
ass. Yeah. Yeah, but you can tell that it's San Corelian because there might be like 3 trains outside of San Corel that's basically how all their cities are connected as trains. And also there's like their logo, which is the San Corel city skyline, like made out of cast iron or something as decoration or whatever.
Hey, so Benzo Branson, we go into the castle. There was a room or a place that we were supposed to go eventually that was on one of these pictures. Where do you guys want to go?
I'm just walking up to that painting, like 3 inches away from touching it.
The Outer Plains one?
Yep.
You don't want to go to the portrait where Lolth herself is in it?
Not yet.
She's eating an elk.
Yeah, she's eating an elf head first.
That's half of my bloodline.
Yeah. Ugh. Would it be a third of your bloodline? No, a fourth.
What? Oh yeah, half elf. Well,
Half elf and a fire genzai, so it'd be a fourth. You're a
fucking
fourth
a
elf.
bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, grandpappy.
Which you're a tiefling, so technically Asmodeus has claimed you. But
At least someone wants old Cole.
at least
Is Asmodeus like Zeus?
No, it's
No.
it's more complicated than that. The way
No,
Asmodeus
I meant-
things work.
I meant his whole tendencies.
Oh, he is a slut, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This quest is so stressful. I'm gonna be named Diamond. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Cole.
When did the Fawns get here? We got the joke.
God, that's unbreakable. Sono chino Sodom. Copyright claim.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna touch it.
Anybody gonna stop Cole from presumably going to the Outer Planes?
No.
All right. Yeah, same as what happened to Carolina. When your hand touches, another hand touches the beacon. Now, you
hand.
Man. God damn it.
you are enveloped in multicolored dust, and then probably paint, and then probably threads of a canvas, and you are sucked inside. Cole, TK, and Carolina, you see now added to this painting is Cole floating in 0G. And Cole, you feel like you're floating in 0G, except for it's almost like you're breaking surface tension constantly as these layers, not violently, but I would say kind of aggressively float past you. It's like a force of nature. It's almost as though you're being hit with waves and you have to brace yourself against the surface tension. And some feel like it's just you're being hit by when you turn on your shower, and some are like you really gotta kind of clench your abs and maybe swim a little bit or streamline yourself. But every single one feels different, and there is some gaps in between them. But make me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. What's some save? Roll a d20. What's my save on that? Oh, that's a +0. Oh, that's an 8.
Yeah, you're immediately nauseous and pretty discombobulated because you feel cold one second and hot the next, and you can tell that gravity sometimes exists and then it won't the next second, or is way stronger or really weak. You see maybe a night sky, but then it comes closer toward you in a wave of stars rippling. There's 1 second where you feel extremely, your bones ache, and maybe you catch a glimpse of one of your stray hairs glowing and flowing in the wind, and it's gray. And then 1 second, the skin on your hands is much more bouncy, like it was when you were a teenager. But it's just like a never-ending but kind of slow miasma.
It's gonna kind of yell out into it. It's gonna yell out into it. Whoever's out here, you don't know who I am. I'm not significant yet. But you know who Pale is. Because you know who Mercool is. It's time you start returning his calls. And I'm gonna try and get back to the painting if I still see it.
Yeah, it's
Like your land.
it's still behind you. Make me another wisdom save.
Okay, 17.
Yeah, you are with your determination about your god. You're able to focus, and it's less athletically swimming, but you find a current of the bands and lasagna noodles of reality, and you're able to mentally accelerate yourself back towards the picture frame. And you are able to enter, and you're back, and you're still kind of woozy when you emerge from the painting, but you may notice, while Carolina's scene in the ship had edges where you couldn't see it was a film set or an unrendered video game, yours went on into infinity, which maybe that was just your perspective. But your view of the outer planes did not end. The render distance was much further, apparently.
That's terrifying. Hey guys, I kind of assumed that these are just like, I kind of assumed they're just like paintings that looked like these things. I think I was actually there. I think these are like portals. I think Carolina was right.
To the castle or the mosaic?
Yes. You guys can go there. Or, hear me out, or we talk to Loth and see if that's really her. What do you guys think?
Is there not one of her champion?
Well, we should just talk to her just to see.
She's eating it
Not
out.
to. Yes. I've had worse things try to eat me.
Well, I mean, like, it's like she's not even, full at this point in the painting. So
We should send someone in there that can't be eaten. Dirty blinker.
or we send the rug in there.
And the non-flesh, fucking weird, creepy, evil thing. This metal shouldn't talk.
I'm not gonna send TK to his death. His rug, maybe.
Fine. TK,
And
do
the
you want
rug is now digging the fringes of the edge of it into anywhere it can to just hold on to you tighter, TK.
No, my little baby.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it tickles a little.
That's adorable.
It's still trying to kill him.
TK, you want to try both? Both, or?
Is that wise?
I don't think so.
Yes.
And you asked a second ago, but I didn't want to interrupt you, if there's a painting of the champion of Lolth. There is a half-finished portrait, and earlier you found a note by it that said that he's made several copies of portraits of Nadvasa, but he can't get it right. And he's burned the other ones to hide them.
So the unfinished one. I'll go to that one.
Yeah, it's next to a couple of other portraits of a couple of drow. There's one of a human. There's one of a very incredibly powerful looking orc. But the one that appears to be an unfinished portrait of Nadasa has like a vague outline of her face and partially her eyes and hair, but he's still working on a lot of details.
I'd like to turn it into a bloody portrait of her.
How so?
Just go in and cut her face up.
Yeah, I will say this unfinished painting has the dull quality of when you altered the Titanic lobby earlier. You might get the idea that this one is not enterable yet.
I slapped some red paint on her face. It
Yeah.
looks like slashes.
A big handful, whap! Like pieing her in the face with blood.
Alright. Alright. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Ah!
Okay. Yep. So, we can't go in that one. The orc might be fun. But yeah, I think there's no doors in this specific room, and we gotta get, no stairs, so we gotta get to a specific place, and one of those places is in one of these pictures. So, we were told not to go somewhere, also.
You
Well,
were. You were told not to go somewhere?
don't know.
Advised.
Oh.
You believe?
Okay. I don't
That's a
remember
good-
that, so if I gave you a hint, we'll see when it comes up.
That was a 10 on the history check, by the way.
History for what?
to see if I remembered where the fuck we weren't supposed to go.
Oh, I don't remember where you weren't supposed to go.
No, I think we already avoided that part. We went to meet with Jarlax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we'll just go to the. What is in the mosaic portrait? The war?
Yeah, it is a. Do you want to make me either a history, religion, or investigation check? Any of the three of you can. Any, all.
Oh my god. I'm not rolling on roll 20 no more. That's an
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Let's see what I would have gotten if I rolled on the app. A fucking 27.
You could also make a history check, I guess, when focusing specifically on the. Here, just make any check you want and then justify it to me of how you would identify things in a painting.
Alright. I'll make a history check. That is a fucking 12.
Okay.
It's good for my history check because I have a -1, but
Okay.
sick. I still don't really understand what's in this picture. What
Yeah,
this
I'll
battle is.
describe it in a minute, but I'm gonna just change how I describe it depending on if one of you rolls pretty good.
For what?
I'm making
It's,
an
if you're-
investigation to see if I recognize anybody in the picture.
Yeah. It's roll me either religion, history, perception, investigation, to change how I will describe this painting. I'll still describe, or this mosaic, I'll still describe it, but it'll be how I describe it is.
As an investigation, I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. And you know what? I'll be nice. Your religion checks can be, or religion and history can be separate from perception and investigation, so. You're allowed to roll twice, but you have to choose what skill it is.
So investigation, I did that. I got a 13 or a 12 on the history.
Okay.
Anybody else rolling?
Let's say the other two of you.
I mean, I rolled religion, and it was a 5, so it's a 7.
Okay. So you're allowed to roll either perception or investigation now.
All right, let's do perception. What do I perceive? The 13.
Okay.
What was
Perception
Yeah.
or religion?
a perception or religion? Okay. 27.
Okay. What skill is that?
Perception.
Okay. And do you want to roll a religion or history?
Sure. 17. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. So for some reason, dear old dad your data centers. Well, it's because it's a battle. That's why you know about it. The other two of you, it is a big, magnificent battle. And the 27 was for perception, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, TK, you don't know what battle this is, but you do recognize who is in it. And maybe again, not where, but the general, a lot of things about it. This battle's kind of horrific just because of the sheer scale of it. You would guess, based on who is depicted in the center main, that it would be part of the Undeath War, which is still going on today in a certain capacity, but it started, let me see here, over 5,000 years ago, because it's when the then mortal Raven Queen was then fighting the, at the time, mortal Vecna. And so this battle is somewhere in a desert city with the then mortal Raven Queen, at the time the founder and chosen Queen of Arlen, whose relatives still rule to this day, battling the at the time mortal Vecna and his lieutenant Cass in a big desert metropolis. There was only a handful of times they fought face to face 5,140 years ago. And in this painting in particular, you're recognizing the outside tactics of not just this battle, but what was going on in the city as the armies clashed, was that it's exceptionally dry. every tree is dead, and you see in the corners of the painting, not on the forefront, is people you recognize as drow wizards blowing up aqueducts, some killing zombies, some as necromancers. You see another series of drow clerics as agents of Lolth working for both armies at the same time, creating water and healing the fallen. You see drow priestesses leading hordes of demons for Vecna, or summoning yokels to the aid of the never-dying Death Queen. And amongst the chaos of ancient, almost god-tier level street warfare, you see a familiar face, which is a bald drow in a huge hat and gaudy clothes, and with him several other drow warriors eagerly trading water for coin. It may very well be a depiction of Jarlaxle somehow still alive and profiting from chaos both now and 5,140 years ago.
This trifling drow.
Interesting.
And I would say there is also notably a human with him, which is uncommon for drow to have a human sidekick.
Weird.
That looks familiar.
And TK, you could tell them all this and point it out.
Can I read it again? Like
Yeah, you say it exactly how I said it?
I was reading it from like a specific data bank.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Damn it.
a lot. I feel like this wizard knows a lot more than we do about the state of the world.
He knows about the history, at least.
Mhm.
We'll come back
Yeah.
for that. Come back for that painting. Let's go to the castle.
Okay.
Are you talking about the cloud giant castle of a great fortress floating on a cloud, or the palace that you know you were in the same city in, because Haunter pointed it out to you as you were on like a cliffside?
That one. I mean, the only reason I would want to go to the Cloud Giants is to see if I can get a belt of Cloud Giants.
I mean, we could take it like the actual battlefield, couldn't we?
You
I
mean,
feel if we touch it, we're going to be in that war.
Yeah, that's fine.
TK's down.
With Vecna and Vecna in his prime.
He's not a god yet, it's fine.
Yeah, I think we would be fine.
We can take him.
Besides, the person we are looking for is in that painting.
But we already met with Jarlaxle.
The Jarlaxle's the one who told you to come here.
Oh, oops, my fault, gang.
And he's trifling.
That's right. Yeah, that's the guy we're stealing stuff for.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy.
In my notes for how to make Jarlaxle talk, it's shitty German cuck accent.
Not the cuck accent. You're saying cuck accent, right?
Yeah, C-U-C-K.
That's
Yep, crazy. Anyway, nope. Nope. Cutting it off.
Hello, my dear friends. Do you want to make a deal?
I
I
want to
have
kill him.
all sorts of...
that is giving a cuck.
Yep.
Yeah,
Accurate.
I can smell it on
He
him.
reminds you of Garfield very deeply.
Oh
How
no.
deeply?
Well, learn new
Does
things
he
about
dress the
Garfield,
same?
I guess.
Garfield looks like he went into a Goodwill and like just rolled a dice for what's he's gonna put on. Like the clearance at a Goodwill, not even like just random things.
Garfield is Macklemore at the thrift shop.
Yeah. And then Jarlaxle, everything he owns is Gucci and Versace, but it's just way too much. Like it's too glaring. It's classy, it's luxury, it's probably enchanted, but it's just a lot to look at.
He's just quirky.
He's just quirky.
Quirked up white boy.
He's a quirked up.
With a little
You know.
bit of sauce.
He's a drow. His skin's literally black, but
That's fine.
it's fine. Okay.
You know, black people in Gucci, it's fine.
Well, it's the only luxury brand I know.
That's Versace you stepping on.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Really? Spell Versace. Versace. F-O Sachi.
Is that from a song?
No, it's from Friday.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's next Friday. Yeah, next Friday. That's what movie it's from.
But what do you folks do?
To the palace that's in this city.
Okay. Is everyone else down with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe we might have to call it soon because I have 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, before we jump into this one, I'll make sure to leave off that TK wants to go join the Undeath War, and the other 2 of you are actually focused on doing recon.
I mean, I am barely on recon. I want to go see the god eating the elf.
Okay.
We all go into a different painting.
Yeah, all at once.
No.
We're
not doing
Let's
that.
split the party. That would be an extreme split.
Split the party into what very well could be demiplanes or portals.
Or, you
It's
know, you
called,
can jump in a plane and land right in Loth's mouth.
Yeah.
Jumping
her
right
arms.
into a little smell. Wait, Bailey, that's important. Jumping right into a little smell. What is that? The Vor mention of the episode? Add the tag.
Oh,
Let's go!
we gotta put
With that-
hashtag Vor in the YouTube description again.
With that, I am out. Peace out.
Bye.
Bailey, it's rocked. See y'all.
Bye.
Hey, it's your GM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Darian, Matt, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at Illithids, and thank you especially for listening. I hope you guys are enjoying my puzzle dungeon.
Yes.
I know TK's sad because he didn't get to kill anything, but look, there is a lot of murder coming. I'm working on the actual Bane Raid dungeon itself. This is the puzzle dungeon with some combat.
Lying that
You're gonna be
at war like a crack addict.
just hitting zombies and stuff left and right. Paladins don't have a chance. I have full
Know
plate
how
armor.
many
TK
people
just
I could
has
kill?
plate. Huh?
Do you know how many people I could kill?
Bunch of them. And this is like older technology. They don't even have guns yet. There are
What will
certain
that do to our
spells that
history?
haven't been invented.
What would that do to our history?
I mean, you don't know how far these paintings and artworks intersect with reality. And this is a glass mosaic, not a painting like the others, so you don't know if it's different. But we shall have to see next time. And I'm sorry that y'all didn't get to kill anyone.